1, 1, 2. Whoa. Boom, boom. By keeping your feet apart at all times, always puts you in the position to be able to punch. I watch my videos back and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I posted that. And in boxing, it's that split second that makes the difference. Now! Now!
How long were you training boxing before you had your first amateur fight?
From all your trainings, which drills you did the most and which one is your favorite?
I'm here in lovely Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I'm about to head to the gym now to teach a seminar to 52 people, giving them some tips and tricks in boxing. And guess what? You don't have to be in Malaysia to learn from me, because I'm bringing you along with us. Let's go. So I've just arrived at the gym. I'm an hour early. I want to really plan out the session, have a look at where I'm going to put the ladders for the footwork drills, just get used to the area, because 52 people is a lot of people. I think it's the biggest I've ever taught in front of by myself. Have a look where we want to do this class. We've got this front area here, and then just trying to think how many people 50 is. And I'm hoping no one shows up right now, because I know people will start talking and I need to prepare. Getting set up now with the agility ladders. The agility ladder is an amazing tool to help you improve your boxing footwork, and you're going to see that in a minute on this video. How are you, mate? Good, how are you? Good?
Okay, I'll be over the top part.
Great. Footwork is one of the most important things in boxing. So you're about to see some high-level footwork drills on this video. But first I need to write down and make sure I plan out this session correctly so they get the best experience. I'm writing down the things that I'm going to teach today. So I've got 2 hours and I want people to get the most out of the 2 hours. I could spend an hour just working on a jab and perfecting that, but there's way more stuff in boxing, as I'm sure you know, that people want to come and learn from me for. So I want to focus a lot on footwork, because footwork is one of the most, if not the most important thing in boxing. So I'm writing down some things that we're going to do throughout the session. And also I'm going to do a Q&A at the end, answering questions that I'd never normally answer. So make sure you stick around till the end and get all of these Q&As, because I'm sure some of them will benefit you as well. I'm also going to give them my ideal punching system, where I show you how to identify your mistakes, drill out your bad habits, improve on them, and give them downloadable stuff as well. And you can get that as well if you click the link below. It's a free package I've put together, a video package, where I show you systems on how to perfect your punches. Hello, mate.
Hi.
Marcel?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you for coming. How's it going, mate?
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Fan.
Oh, thank you.
Big
I
fan,
appreciate it.
big fan.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Han, HJ.
Han, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, boys. Yeah. Hello, mate.
Tony.
Nice to meet you.
Fan.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And YouTube and Instagram. I follow you.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Great. Give me a lot of tips.
Thank you. And you're doing it today, right?
Yeah. I'll be here.
Great. Hopefully I can give you some more tips in person.
We'll take a picture later.
Yes, let's definitely do it. Definitely do it.
Hello, sir.
How are you, mate? Nice to meet you. You
Not
good?
really good. That's why I'm looking for you, because I have some problem with my boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from the northern state. 3 hours. I come here. Just
Oh, wow. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much. What I'm showing right here is how to get around and change the angle when you're in with the shorter, stronger opponent. And to do this, you need to have fast feet and then come at them from a different angle. Now the place is really starting to fill up, and I'm excited to start teaching these guys who've traveled from all over Malaysia to come and do this seminar. I lived in the northeast of England. I boxed until I was 27 when I retired. In the space of them 17 years, I had 106 fights. I've won 7 national titles. I've won the European gold medal. I got put on an 8-year training program in the year 2000 for the 2008 Olympic Games. So I went all the way through these 8 years with the ultimate goal of achieving success at the Olympics. Went to the Olympics, got a bronze medal in Beijing. Turned professional after that. I had 10 pro fights. I was undefeated in the pro fights. I drew one of the fights, and I had really bad hands. I was forced to retire in 2012, and from there I opened a boxing fitness gym called Boxing Burn in Los Angeles. Gym was great. Got named #1 gym in California. Teaching boxing for fitness, not boxing for fighting, boxing for fitness. Then in 2015, started an education program where we call it the Boxing Burn Academy, where we teach people how to teach boxing for fitness. COVID happened, our gym got closed down. I used the time in the gym while it was closed to start creating tons of videos, posting them on YouTube, and then that kind of took off from there. And now I'm in a position where I can travel the world and do things like this, teach boxing for free to you guys. I know you are paid, but the charities get the money, and just help give back, you know. So that's my story in a nutshell. Before your training sessions, I've got a few tips for you. So one thing that you shouldn't do before training is having a big meal. Before training, what I recommend is having a small snack. What I used to look at 45 minutes, 1 hour before a session, is eating the apple. That's it. Another thing before training, what you might be doing, what I think you should all avoid, is work. By this, I mean come and lifting weights, going for a big run. Now, if your goal is to just get fit, you can do that. But if your goal is to get better at boxing, doing a workout before you do your boxing workout is going to fatigue your muscles and it's going to prevent you from getting the most out of that session. Another thing which hopefully you all know, hydration. It's very important that you get fully hydrated before you train. These things what I'm talking about is going to help you improve your boxing game. Another thing, what's a big one, is not having a goal before your session. Another big thing, what I used to do all the time, and I'm sure some of you do this already here, is walk into the gym, put your bag down, wrap your hands, get a jump rope, start jumping rope, right? Or you might go to the gym, put your bag down, miss the jump rope, just start shadow boxing straight away. I would avoid that. Instead, do a warm-up. Can be 5-10 minutes of a dynamic warm-up. We're going to do some of that now, and then do your session. Warming your muscles up before a boxing session, the specific muscles that you're going to use will only help you get the most out of your session. If you go in there cold, there's more chance you'll get injured. So now we're going to go over a full body warm-up, increasing the heart rate, which is going to help the blood flow through the body, and doing lots of focus on the shoulders and the legs, because today we're going to be doing lots of punches and footwork. But you can't forget to warm up the back as well. As you know, boxing is a full body workout, so that's why we're doing a full body warm-up. So there, a quick little warm-up. Getting the heart beating a bit fast, a little bit of a sweat on. So we're going to start off with the basics of boxing before we get into the more advanced stuff. Everyone, I want you to get in your boxing stance. Right-handed, left foot forward, left-handed, right foot forward. Good. Now I want you to visualize we've got a line in between your feet. Right, one foot's on one side, one foot's on the other side. Now guys, I know some people here's got lots of experience, some people haven't got any experience, so I'm going to try and get this in between. But even if you've got lots of experience, even if you've been boxing for years, it's really good to still go over this and remind you the basics of boxing is what gets you better at boxing. So we've got that line in between our feet there, one foot on one side, one foot on the other side. If you're right-handed, your back foot wants to be pointing at 2 o'clock, your front foot at 1 o'clock. Now I want you to have some loose knees here. Now I hear a lot of coaches telling people to bend the knees, which is correct. You've got to bend in your knees. But I've seen people before, especially beginners, a coach will say you've got to bend your knees. So what do? All right, move forward, move back. Now they look like a bloody crab, right? So you want to have loose knees here. Hands are by your face, elbows are in. Good. Now we've worked on the boxing stance, it's time to go over some basic movements. When you step forward, your front foot first like this. When you step back, your back foot first like this. Let's try it. Step forward, step back. When you move left, you always want to move your left foot first. When you move right, your right foot first. Again, landing on the balls of them feet. Step to your right. Step to your left, step to your right. So now we're going over the basic way of throwing the jab. We go over some more advanced ways of throwing the jab. So it's good for me to see just where these guys are at. I've never met these people before. So just from having them work on the basics and throw a jab, I can see what level they're at. Then we're going to work on the 2, showing them how to transfer the weight into the punch to get more power in it. From here, we're going to work on the 1-2 by putting the jab and the cross together. Again, these are basics, but it's very important. No matter what level you're at, you're working on the basics all the time. Next punch, working on the lead hook, showing them how to transfer some real weight behind that punch to get power in it. Now we can be here and throw the lead hook. Got to start with it and throw it. We can throw a pivot hook. It's doable. We can do a slip hook, but the best way to throw a hook is after you've thrown that 2. So watch this, guys. We're going to throw that 1-2. The weight's on the front leg. The back heel's off the ground. From here, I'm dropping that back heel, turning the hips. This here is getting the weight from here to the back leg. At the same time, it's putting the weight behind your lead hand. So it's going to be a 1-2 hook, back to your stance. 1-2 hook, back to your stance. Let's try it. 1-2 hook. 1-2 hook. Nice. All right, we're going to work on a defensive move now. So many different defenses in boxing. You're going to work on the slip. What we're going to do, remember, we've got that line in between our feet. This line is where straight punches coming at your head, right? But at the end of this line is where your opponent will be. So we want to punch to the end of that line. I'll see it all the time, people will be punching across here, right? If I punch across there, the powers went that way. We want the power to go that way, right? So at the end of the line is where the power's coming to. What you're gonna do, you're gonna throw that 1-2, weights on the front foot. As the 2's coming back to our face, you're gonna bring that head off the line and you're gonna put your weight onto your back foot. We're slipping, right? So it's gonna be a 1-2, slip. Let's try it. Working on the slip is one of the most basic defenses in boxing, and it's a very valuable defense to work on. Nice. All right, guys, one thing I want you to think about now, I would say 30% of the people here are doing this, is dropping your non-punching hand. Common mistake, I still do it now. I watch my videos back and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I posted that, right? Which is dropping your non-punching hand, right? Even if you drop it, bump, 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 and bring it straight back up, you've still dropped it. And in boxing, it's that split second that makes the difference. That split second, as you're dropping that, the punch is coming, boom, and it's landed. It's always better to do stuff slowly and correctly than try and do it fast and incorrectly. Because if you can't do something slowly correctly, how do you expect to do it fast correctly? And I'm going to give you something at the end to help you with this, but slowing it down, working on getting the form right will help you get better rather than speed up. All right, hands up, step forward. So now we're going to go over the basics of what we've just worked on. A little refresher, putting everything together. 45 minutes in, it's going great. Working on the basic fundamentals, and I'm impressed by the Malaysian people's boxing skills already. I can see they've been working hard at it and not got many mistakes in their arsenal I've not seen yet. But now we're about to do the ladder work. Yeah, and this is where you can really see if someone's got coordination or not. Well, I'll keep it basic until I can see that they can do a basic. If they can do basic stuff, then we'll up it to the advanced stuff. First, we're going to work on the warm-up stuff, then we will get into the boxing specific drills on here. And I recommend everyone do this stuff. If you want to get better at boxing, you definitely should. Just about everything that I give you today, I recommend you do it yourself, right? So now we're working on some agility work to warm up. These drills here are great for coordination. In boxing, you need to have hand-eye-foot coordination. You need to know how to move your feet and your hands at the same time. So when we're doing these for a warm-up, it's not just warming up our body, but it's warming up our brains as well for the session that we're about to do. Let's put the next level of this on it. The left foot and the left hand, the right hand and the right foot. Bah, 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 bah. And then when we do the right side, it's going to be right left. And I recommend you try this drill the next time you're in the gym. This is one of my favorites for the hand, foot and eye coordination. And as you notice, when they're stepping in, the arm's coming out, and then they're stepping out and the arm's coming back in as they're moving forward. So it's a lot to think about, but the benefits are huge. These guys are doing pretty good, so I'm going to advance it a little bit more. Now, I'm going to give you one more very confusing one, right? Just to be nice. We're going to come back to the in, out, out, in, out, out. This time, just to confuse you, when we're coming in, bah, bah, we're going to throw 1-2. So it's left, right, out, out, uppercut, uppercut, straight, straight, uppercut, uppercut, straight, straight. All right, let's go. In, out, out, in, out, out, straight, straight, uppercut, uppercut. And surprisingly, they're getting this pretty well because a lot of people don't. All right, a more advanced one, we're not going to do it today, right? Same thing, bah, 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 bah. Do it backwards. Everything that we've just done there, right? Bah, 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 bah. We can do it all backwards. We can do it. We're not going to do it. We can do it all in reverse, right? Things for you to practice at. Doing it forwards, then doing it backwards, right? Getting your mind really warmed up and switched on. Get a routine of this stuff. But I recommend you do it as much as you can. Now the warm-up stuff's done, it's time to get into boxing specific things on the ladder. When we're using the ladder for boxing, remember the line in between the feet I always talk about? We can use that line here. So you've got your left foot's in the square, or your right foot if you're southpaw. That line's in between your feet. So you're only really using half of the ladder. Now what we're going to do, we're just going to work on the jab. We're going to be here, jabbing. So the step, as when someone asks the question, do we move our back foot? We're moving our back foot now. We're here, stop it, in between. Let's go through it one time and then stop at the end. Let's do it. When you're doing this drill, it's important that your foot and your hand land at the same time to get your weight behind the punch. And this is why you need good coordination for boxing. So we're going to be here, boom, boom. We're going to step, step, keeping your feet apart, right? Keeping your feet apart. So it's going to be, as we step with the left, we jabbing, same time it lands, boom, the punch lands. As we step with the right, bringing it back. Common mistake I see when I teach this is this. And pay attention here because I don't want you doing this. See this position? If anyone here pushed me, I'm going to fall over. You need to keep that wide stance. So, how do you do that? Well, if this front foot moves 15 inches to get there with a jab, how far is this one going to move? 15 inches or more or less. Same, right? Exact same, 15 inches. Now I'm here, I'm ready to go, ready to defend, because I've got that perfect boxing stance. As soon as I'm in this position, yeah, I'm off balance. I haven't got time if a punch is coming at us. So keep your feet apart. Keep a line in between your feet. Nice and relaxed. It's not a race. So it's going to be, and here, here, step, step, punch, punch. Let's do it. Another great drill, advancing from the jab, working on that 1-2 and moving forward. And a lot of people can't do this because they're just used to working on the heavy bag, and the heavy bag doesn't move that much. But now, like you would in real boxing, we're moving forward and throwing punches at the same time. Nice. Next one we're going to do. We're going to keep on our moving forward. This time we're going to throw a 1-1-2. Then pause here. 1-1-2. Then pause here, right? 1-1-2, pause here. Important, we turn this hip. Because right now, everyone's thinking about their feet, right? Thinking about the punches landing at the same time. So what tends to happen, especially when we've added in a third punch, this tends to happen. Bah, 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 bah. What did I do wrong? Yeah, turn the hip. You need to turn this hip, right? So slow it down, remember what I said. Do it slowly, and then we can always speed it up. If we can't do it correctly slow, we never do it correctly fast. So we're here. Wah, bah, bah. Look at that tip. Parallel. Power in that punch. Back heel off the ground. Boom. Left hand up. Back here. Bah, bah, bah. Bah, bah, bah. Once I've showed them, it's their time to do it. So I'm walking around the room just checking out, making sure they're understanding what I say. Because I've got a pretty strong accent, as you might be able to tell. But yeah, I'm very impressed so far. Now we're going to add in a defense. And the defense is what I see is the best defense in boxing. Step back. So you're going to do a 1-1-2. He's throwing that punch. What I'm going to do, I'm going to step back, and I'm going to throw 2 and then a hook. 1-1-2. Boom, boom, boom. Now it's time for them to try the drill, working on that step back after the 1-1-2. Another great drill, working not just your boxing ability, but your brain as well, because you've got to really think about this. Some lateral stuff now, right? One of the most common boxing drills I see on the ladder is the lateral movement. One of the biggest mistakes I see in boxing when you watch these Instagram videos is people doing this wrong. Everyone seems to do this incorrectly. This is when you're coming in, throwing the punches, coming out, moving along. This is what I see on Instagram all the time. And I'm like, what the hell was that? And it's this, Right? See that? What we're doing here, if we want to do this correctly, we're using this as a phase attack in boxing, where you come in, bah, bah, you land 2 punches, you step out for defense, then you'll come across, bah, bah, in, out, across, or in with a jab, out, then across. But people will do, like, a few things. If I'm in this position here, look, what am I doing? Nothing. I'm still in range to get hit, right? So the goal of this drill is to get out of range from being hit. The only reason we're moving here is to defend. If we're here, we're not defending, we're gonna get hit, right? So we're here. You're gonna all start on the left side of your ladder. You're gonna come in, jab, come out. I will be doing more of these seminars around the world, so if you're interested in joining in one, make sure you follow me on my Instagram, because I'll be posting on there and announcing them. Learn how to move in, out, and laterally with punches is huge. And as you notice, as we've went through these ladder drills, we've kind of added on a little bit more each time. So we start on basic and then we building up. So we just did the jab. Now we're going to work on the 1-2, stepping in, out, and across, throwing that 1-2, making sure you keep your feet apart. And then once you come out, you can even throw counter punches. Now, when you're doing this drill, it's important that you visualize a punch coming at you. And when you're doing that, you need to move both feet all the way out of range, so you're out of range to get hit. Again, what we did, we come in, we wrap our hands, we do our warm up. Then if you want to add in jump rope, yeah, that's great as well after your warm up. Then I would do the agility ladder work, starting off with the agility ladder warm up, then the boxing drills, agility ladder. Then I would get into shadow boxing. This is a great session, but starting off with your hands down. And then raise the hands up, chin down, we're here. Then what I like to do after this, when your hands are down, your hands come up, is here, we're moving around, is start incorporating some head movement. It feels really awkward if you're not used to it, but just look how much better as a boxer I look when I start putting my head movement in. So I'm here, yeah, looks all right, my feet apart. Add the head movement in, just that little, and I'm doing this and not really wasting much energy, right? It's a little bit more energy, but not much. But I look way better. And if you were in front of me, and I'm here, compared to here, now you're thinking, oh, wow, I'm not just a standing target now. Now you've got to really think harder. Now you're going to burn the energy, the mental energy of the person in front of you, just by doing these little movements here. So now this drill is working on head movement. You've got to move your head before and after every punch or combination. And when you're doing this, it will feel awkward. But I'm impressed. These guys are doing great, even though it does feel awkward. As you can see here, they look better because they're moving the head than they did before they were moving the head. Now, one thing that doesn't get taught enough in boxing training by coaches, which is very important, no one seems to really spend any good quality time on this, is feinting, keeping your opponent thinking. But if you think about it, why would you not spend time on feinting? Because if you're in there with someone who's got a good defense, who's a counterpuncher, you need to feint. If they're bigger than you, you need to feint to get in. If they're smaller than you, you need to feint to keep them thinking all the time. But we never seem to work on feinting, specifically just this, right? Has anyone ever done a session where the coaches just worked on feinting? You have? Yeah, a couple of people have. I don't think I ever did. Yeah, we did a little bit, all right, feint, but not specifically on this. You can have the fastest jab in the world. It doesn't mean you're going to land it. You can punch the hardest in the world. It doesn't mean you're going to land it. The best way to land a punch is by the person in front of you doesn't know what punch you're going to throw. And the best way to keep them thinking all the time is by feinting. So now feints, we can do it a couple of ways. We can do it with our hands, with our feet. Now, to have a perfect feint, it needs to be the exact same technique as if you were going to throw a punch. Example, I'm going to throw my jab now. See what I'm doing? I'm stepping, the hand's coming out. So if I want to feint, I need to do the same thing, but without the punch coming out. So I'm here. Now, if someone was in front of me, that's just got them thinking like, oh, I thought he was going to throw the jab. They might have slipped, right? Someone might be in front of you, every time you jab, they might parry your jab. Boom, parry, parry, parry. So you feint that hand comes down, leaves them open for around the side. Best way to throw it is with a step and the arm just coming up here. Other feints that we can do is feinting with our feet. We can pretend we're going one way, pretend we go the other way, and then continue to go that way. So I want everyone in the boxing stance here. I want you to throw 2 jabs. Jab. Think about how you throw the jab. What do you do when you're throwing the jab? Next time, do that, but without the jab on the end of it, right? Let's go. A very valuable lesson here on working on realistic feints. A lot of people try and feint, but if it's not realistic, the person in front of you is not going to believe. And as we can see here, this guy's got a great feint, making me believe what he's going to do. All right, let's move on to shadow boxing now. We're going to do a 2-minute round of shadow boxing, but I want to feint before everything. Don't throw a jab unless you've feinted before it. Don't throw a cross or a combination unless you've feinted before it. Yeah? Just 2-minute rounds. Guys, slow it down. Working on technique. Ready? All right, 3, 2, 1. Work time. Let's go. We've got 2 minutes. Working specifically on feinting before you throw punches is only going to help you improve. It's only going to help you develop great habits in boxing. So working specifically on this, as you can see these guys doing right here, is huge. Now I'm going to walk around helping these guys, making sure that their feints are realistic. But as you can see on the screen now, they're doing pretty good. And another thing that I'm happy about, everyone seems to be enjoying the teachings. And if you want to come to one of these courses again, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Good. If you're not boxing for fighting or sparring, this is something that we still need to get into habits doing. Now you get into habits doing this by doing it in shadow boxing like we're doing now. Doing it on the heavy bag, doing it on mitt work, always feinting, even tricking your trainer. Then if you're in the ring and sparring, doing it in sparring as well. Getting into good habits. Next round is shadow boxing, right? We're going to think even more. This time, we're going to feint, attack, and then defend. That's for the first half of the round. Second half of the round, we're going to add on a counter punch. So I'm here. I've feinted, I've attacked, I've defended, I've countered. I've feinted, I've attacked, I've defended, I've countered. Feint, attack, defend, counter. That's the second half of the round. All right, let's do it. Work time, guys. 1 minute. Feint, attack, defend. This is something that I recommend you do when you are shadow boxing, working on feints, attacks, defense, because what this does is spice up your workout. It helps you develop great habits, what we want in boxing. All right, let's add that counter punch now. Feint, attack, defend, counter. Let's do it. Now, this has got to be realistic when you're doing this if you want to develop the good habits that you need to get into to get better at boxing. We're going to touch. It's a touch drill. Throwing anyone, punching anyone. In Thailand, I did this. I had a bunch of Muay Thai fighters come and do it as well, right? But these guys are crazy. They were punching each other in the face. I'm like, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? As many times as I told them, don't punch each other in the face, they were doing it. So, yeah, they couldn't understand what I was saying to them. So guys, again, everyone understands, right? Here, we're not punching in the face. We're not punching, we're touching. Hands down, moving around. We're going to use our lead hand only. So if you're orthodox, your left hand. If you're southpaw, your right hand. We're going to use just this hand only, either shoulder. We're going to do 45 seconds, then we're going to switch a partner. I know there's been some people coming here together. I want you switching. I want us networking. I want us meeting new people, right? And then after that, we're going to switch again. Okay, again, no punching, spread out. Guys, you just can go right over there if you like. Guys, over this side, go over there, use the full floor. Be careful of the people behind you. One sec. The only reason why we've got our hands down is because the only way you can defend is with your feet or with your reactions. We're not defending with our hands. Ready? Let's have fun with it. We've got 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1, work time. Left hands only. Left hand, either shoulder. Fast feet. And time. Let's switch it up. Switch it up. Go with someone else. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Fast hands. Let's do it. Use the feints. Hands it down. Nice. Feint, 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 feint. Hands it down, 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 hands it down. Hands it down, hands, watch the face. Watch the face. Hands it down. And time! Before we do the questions, if anyone's got any questions, keep them in your head and you can ask me after, I want to just talk about this, what I created. It's called the ideal punching method or the ideal boxing method. And I've created a free video package for this. You can go to my website, tonyjeffries.com, and I give you videos explaining it. But I'll briefly explain it to you right now. And this is to help you perfect your punches, but you can work out on your footwork, it can work on your defense, it can work out on everything. So yeah, the ideal, what it means to get better at, let's just say punching, to perfect your punching. First thing you need to do is identify your mistakes. How do you identify your mistakes? Well, you want to grab your phone. Everyone's got phones here. Record yourself. You record yourself boxing, shadow boxing on the heavy bag. Watch your video back and have a look at yourself. Oh, I'm dropping my non-punching hand. Oh, I'm not fully extending my arms. I'm not punching through the target. What's the mistakes that you're making? Because everyone makes mistakes. Everyone. Then you'll write them down, your mistakes. Then the next time you're in the gym, you've got your mistakes written down. What you're going to do is you're going to then drill out your bad habits. You need to execute on your good habits. These are your good habits, execute on them. This is going to take time. I'm not talking about one session. It's going to take 10, 20, 30 sessions. Then what you'll do, after a certain amount of time, you're going to analyze it back. Let's just say a month later, you're going to do this again, video yourself, because you've been focusing on these bad habits. Now you watch it back like, oh, look at that. I'm getting better at that. Rather than that bad habit now being a 5 out of 10, now that is a 8 out of 10. Oh, but now I'm analysing it back. Now I'm noticing that I'm not turning my hips on the hook. And then what you're going to do, you're going to drill that. And that is how you will level up in boxing. Identifying your mistakes, drilling out your bad habits, executing on your new habits, analysing your new performance, and then you will level up. Again, go to tonyjeffries.com. It's totally free. Put your email in. I'll send you it. It's videos step by step. There's also downloadable sheets on there where you can download, and it tells you what to look out for when you're watching your videos, how to market yourself and how to grade yourself. Now, guys, I want to answer some questions.
What do you think the most important physical attribute is for a boxer? Like speed, agility, reaction, athleticism, strength.
I think you kind of need a combination of everything to get better. But if I've got to pick one, I would say you do need good agility for my style, because I love footwork. I love moving in and out. If I'm here and I can't move my hands and my feet at the same time, I can't land the punches and I can't use this to get out of the way. If you're agile and you can really move your feet as well, it helps with your reactions. I would say that is very important, and that's why I focused so much today on using the ladder and on focusing on the feet, because I think if there's anything that we can all benefit from or get better at is by working on the basic footwork to improve that.
Do you have any tips or tricks for me? Because I'm going to my first national at the end of next month.
Going to the national championships, there's a few things. You're gonna fight. You're going to be nervous. One thing you can do to deal with your nerves is visualization. The night before the fight, or even before, is lie in bed and visualize everything that's about to happen. You're packing your bag. You're going to the venue. You're getting your hands wrapped. You're warming up. You're getting in the ring. They announce your name. You're working on your game plan. It might not work. You might get caught. What are you going to do? Visualize the full fight until you get your hand raised at the end of that fight. And what that's going to do, it's going to help you stay more relaxed when it comes to fight time, because mentally you've done the fight in your head already. So it'll help you deal with the nerves. And when you get in there, if your game plan is not going to plan, which you're hoping, because you've done the visualization and you've worked on other game plans in your mind, that right there will help you so much. And as well, having your first fight, you need to be fitter than the other guy. You can be more talented, but if you're getting tired in the third round, the end of the third round, and he's not, he's going to possibly could overtake you. So working on your conditioning, getting conditioned the best you can, will be really beneficial to this as well.
How long were you training boxing before you had your first amateur fight, and did you win or lose?
I was training for around 8 months, but I was ready, my coaches said, after about 5 months. But I was big for my age and they couldn't get me a fight. And then I went and I had my first fight at the age of 11 years old, and I lost. And I was devastated. The guy had a lot more experience than me. And then 2 weeks later, the coaches put me in again with the guy. And guess what happened?
Did you smash him?
I lost again. I lost my first 2 amateur fights. And then I was like, boxing is not for me. I need to quit. What am I thinking doing this? 11 years old, I'm a loser. Obviously, I'm not good at boxing, but I didn't. And then I had my third fight a few weeks later, again, at the age of 11 years old. And then I won. And it was the best feeling ever. Then I boxed that same kid again. I won again. Yeah, and then I won again, then I won again, and then I won a national title. And next thing, I'm like 13 years old and I'm the champion of England. It's like, wow. But if I quit when I felt like quitting after losing my first 2 fights, I wouldn't be standing in front of you beautiful people right now. I would be working in a factory back in England. But you know, I pushed through and managed to have success.
So for how long and how often do you recommend training per day?
How long and often do I recommend training per day? Now, this can vary depending on your goal. What's your goal?
I just want to be able to be good and to be able to defend myself and be good at sparring and things like that.
Okay, so you want to be good and defend yourself. So I would say if you can do boxing at least 3 times a week, that will be great. But if you can do it 6 times a week, now you're doing it twice as long, you'll get better twice as fast, as long as you're working on the correct stuff. So the more you can do it, the better it's going to get. But I think at least 3 times a week will really be beneficial for you.
When you first created your channel, so say, did you expect to be this big around the world?
Definitely not. Mate, it surprises me all the time. We sold this out in 2.5 days and I couldn't believe it. And I wasn't even going to do this. I came to Malaysia and I'm walking around the streets and people's asking me for pictures. I'm like, how the hell do these people in Malaysia know me? They've seen me videos, and yeah, it's just really blew me mind how big it's blew up. I think it's, yeah, my videos have got lots of value, which there's other people's got lots of value. On my videos, I kind of get to the point and give you what you're coming for. I'm just trying to be myself. I'm passionate about helping people, and that's what's really helped grow it.
What's the best way to improve stamina?
Great question. If you want to get better and be able to box for longer, and be able to train more boxing, do more boxing rounds, the best thing you can do is boxing. If you want to improve your stamina, so you're getting tired doing 4 rounds on the heavy bags, and you're like, I'm sick of getting tired. You want to improve that, is push yourself more, doing 4 rounds on the heavy bag. And then once you get comfortable at 4 rounds of the heavy bag, let's try 6. Then once you get comfortable at doing 6 of the heavy bag, now let's try changing the rest time from 60 seconds to 45 seconds. So that would be my answer for that.
What got you started in boxing? And also, what do you do if, let's say, you have a guy who's running circles around you, like you're just staying outside of your range, and I'm kind of short and a lot of my opponents are a bit taller, so they kind of do that a lot. So I just want to know what's a counter to that.
I started boxing when I was 10. My uncle was a professional. My granddad, his dad, took me to the gym. Ever since I was little, I learned to walk. He used to have me throw punches. And then my dad forced me to box, like forced us. He made us do it. If I didn't, I would have been on the streets and doing like crazy stuff. And then as for the question with a height advantage, there's a few things you can do. If you're in there with someone who's running around, the first thing I would say is learn to cut the ring down. We call it ring craft. Someone is moving this way, I'm going to step across there. They're coming this way, I'm stepping across there. You know, you've got to control them until you get the ropes. And then that's when you'll go to work. The other the combination to throw as well is the 1-2-1. That's getting your feet into range, and you can cover so much distance so fast by doing that. When you get to the ropes, keep them on the ropes. Use your hands. Learn how to fight inside and hold them there and go low, hit them high. But yeah, number one thing is cutting the ring down.
From all your trainings, which drills you did the most and which one is your favorite?
The thing I did the most training for the Olympics was the hands down shoulder touching drill, what we did earlier on. So I did that. And then as well, my favorite drills is the agility ladder drills that we did today. And also a tennis ball. I don't know if you've ever seen any of my tennis ball drills, but you got a tennis ball in your hand. This hand's up, you're bouncing it, moving around on your toes, bouncing it. Then you can bounce the ball as it comes up, throw a punch, catch it, throw more punches, back to bouncing. Working on the hand, eye and foot coordination is key. So them sort of drills.
To go back to what you mentioned earlier about your losses, right? So when you're in that moment failing, and like generally when you're training and when you're sparring, when you're very tired and when you're losing, right? What is the mindset that like pushes you to go further and like that pushes you to do more?
Great question. So the question, guys, was when I'm in sparring or in a fight, I'm guessing, and I'm losing and I'm failing, what goes through my mind to continue to go? I just want to win, but what's going through my mind is, I wish this bell would hurry up and ring because I'm so tired. And this has happened a few times to me, more when I was younger. I was in a fight, winning the fight, but I was absolutely exhausted. And I won the fight and I felt like terrible. And I just thought to myself, I cannot get in that condition again. I cannot do that again. So that motivated me to train more and train harder and condition my body to be able to last longer in the ring so I don't come across that again. If you're in good shape, and you feel fit and strong, but you're still getting very tired in there, the chances are you're holding your breath when you're in sparring or in a fight. So learn how to breathe.
What was your fighting weight, and do you have a favorite combo to execute?
So my fighting weight for the Olympics, I fought at 81 kilograms. As a professional, I moved down to super middleweight from light heavyweight, and I fought at like 76.5 kilograms because we could weigh in the day before. And then my favorite combo, what I used to love to do is, would be in the ring, I would jab someone at the body, right? Here, jab someone at the body, right? Next time, you know what's coming? Feint that jab at the body, what would happen? The hand would come down, whoop, boom, come straight over with the left hook, and sometimes follow up with that right hand. So here, jab the body, right? Jab the body. Realistic feint like we just worked on. Look at, even using my eyes, looking at his body, look at his face, look at his body, ooh, boom. Big left hook. That was the one. When it worked, it didn't work all the time, but when it worked, it was great.
Hello, Tony. So what I wanted to know is, what's the hardest opponent you've ever faced?
When I was 18 years old, I got moved onto the England boxing senior team. This is where you go from fighting people your age as a 15, 16, 17 year old, fighting your same age. Now I'm a senior in boxing, which means you can fight grown men at the age of 18 on the England boxing team. We went to Madrid in Spain, and I boxed a Polish guy who was the world silver medalist, and I just moved up from 75 kilogram to 81 kilogram, 6 kilo jump, fighting the number 2 in the world. And he was a southpaw as well, and he absolutely punched my head in. He beat me everywhere around the ring. And back then they had a rule where if you were 20 points behind, they would stop the fight. And after 2 rounds, they stopped the fight. He was just doing what you were seeing earlier on, just coming forward, just manhandling me, bullying me. You might have heard the phrase, man strength. That's a real thing. A man has got that extra bit strength than an 18-year-old boy.
Is the peekaboo style recommended for shorter fighters with short range?
With the peekaboo style, we're here like this, right? Kind of where you're taking punches on the arms, you're getting in, then landing punches. For me, I'm not a fan of this one bit. The reason being is if I've got my hands up here and you're punching me here, I'm still taking impact on my head. Where now I've retired from boxing, I don't want any impact on my head. And I don't like seeing other people get impact on their head. So I'm not a big fan of the peekaboo style, like this, you know. It does work for some people, who are a lot shorter, but I think there's other ways of boxing that they can do. More head movement, more elusive, more footwork, getting your feet into land the punches, rather than being flat-footed and taking punches there.
Hi Tony, you say you face a southpaw, so what's your game plan against the southpaw?
Southpaws, I can't stand southpaws. I probably lost about 10 fights in my amateur career from all of the fights I had, and I'd see like 7 of them were southpaws. And the first guy I boxed wasn't a southpaw. The guy I lost to in the Olympics was a southpaw. So now, as a coach and analysing southpaws and what to do and what not to do, the big thing is getting your foot on the outside. I don't know if you can see here. So he's a southpaw. I want to get my foot on the outside. Because I've got my foot on the outside, puts him straight on line for this. And it's kind of awkward for him to throw this one, because this is on the outside. And as well, I come over the top with punches here. So you want to get your foot on the outside, and I like to play with your opponent's hand, pushing it down, feinting, pushing it down, boom, boom, boom. And then obviously your cross, bringing them on line with the cross is a good one. Always moving as well to your left. So if I'm in here with him, and I'm moving around, keep moving. If I'm moving this way, look, I'm moving away from his left hand, but at the same time, I'm bringing him onto my right hand. Compared to what I normally do is that you'll be moving to your right. Now look at this. I'm bringing on line, boom, for this one, and he's moving away from this one. So then will be my 2 tips. Get your foot on the outside and move to your left as well. Again, I've done a great video on YouTube breaking this down. Last question.
How to take the pro license? Is that hard?
No. I mean, in the UK, to become a professional boxer, you just need to be able to box. There's been people who's turned professional who's had no amateur boxing fights. They go straight into the professional ranks. So as far as I know, no, it's not hard at all. It's pretty easy. But I would recommend getting amateur boxing experience before you go into the professional game. The big difference between professional boxing and amateur boxing is, amateur boxing, you've got people who are coaching you, who are helping you, and they're doing this for the love of boxing. In professional boxing, now money's involved, and there's a lot more snakes. I don't know if you use that phrase in Malaysia, but there's a lot more sneaky people, businessmen, who tell you stuff to try and sign contracts and all that. Yeah, get amateur boxing experience, and if you want to turn pro after that, yeah, do it. If you are thinking about turning professional, a huge tip I can give you is build a brand, build an online presence, because if you can sell tickets as a professional boxer, you're going to make way much more money. There's going to be way more promoters want to come and have you sign with them if you can sell tickets. If you can't, some professional fighters have got to pay their opponent. Have you ever heard that before? Yeah, they've got to pay for their opponent. This costs some professional fighters £1,000 to fight. They don't make any money from it. But if you could build a brand, and now you can sell 300 tickets, now you're way more attractive to the promoter. So we've got Malaysian food. Yep. What is it?
Nasi lemak.
What is that?
Rice.
Coconut rice with sambal, anchovies and egg.
Chili.
What's sambal?
Chili.
Sambal is a chili.
Chili paste.
Chili.
Chili paste and anchovies.
Anchovies and eggs. It's called, what did you say?
Yeah.
Nasi lemak. This is otak.
Otak?
Yeah.
Otak. Brain.
It's like brain, basically brain.
Brain?
Brain, yeah.
From what?
It's not brain.
It's
just
It's
fish paste and flour.
Yeah.
It's a good source for protein.
Yeah. You can put it with your rice, it's nice. Yeah, it's like, I think it's fish, right? Fish paste and flour.
You mean pure fish?
Yeah, let's try this. So how do you eat it? You
just eat it as per normal. With a spoon or with your hands. The locals use their hands. Some of us use our spoons.
Oh yeah, it is nice.
It's nice, right?
Spicy.
Very basic. This is usually breakfast for Malaysians.
Oh really?
Lunch or dinner. Commonly for breakfast, but everybody eats it in the night.
That was amazing, and I'm really blown away by how many people has told me that my videos has helped them in their career or inspired them to box. You know, when I shoot videos, it's generally just me in a room by myself, or sometimes I have a cameraman there, and then I record it, send it to my editor, we'll edit it, work on the edits together, then my YouTube manager will upload it to YouTube and then publish it. I don't really realise the impact that my videos is having on people because I'm in an empty room. It's pretty lonely, really. It really is. And then I come out to somewhere like this, and then we announce that I'm doing a boxing seminar, and in 2.5 days we've got 52 people here with a wait list. Yeah, I mean, it's blown away. I just want to thank everyone that came to this event. But it's really made me trip. It's really made me realize, like, you know, that these videos are helping so many people. And I'm definitely going to continue them. So thank you, everyone. We raised around $2,000 for this seminar, and the money is going to local kids who want to learn how to box. Make sure you follow me on Instagram to find out where my next seminar will be.